Please stand for the salute to the flag. Welcome to the 2021 reorganization meeting of Toms River Township. I'd like to first call up Reverend Yitterberg of the Presbyterian Church of Toms River for our invocation prayer.
Here, Reverend.
How about now? All right.
Yes.
Let us pray. Great and glorious God, our maker, redeemer, and sustainer, as we gather at the start of this new year, we choose to gather in hope and gather looking ahead to brighter days and opportunities for our families, our community, and our country. We also gather in the shadow of a year that was filled with pain and frustration and loss, much of which is still ongoing. And so in this moment, we even pause to name in the silence of our heart and mind those we lost in this last year, particularly those that we lost from COVID-19 and complications. Lord, may you comfort those who continue to grieve in these days, giving them a peace from their burden and a rest from their striving. As the difficulties of this season and pandemic continue, we come seeking you for your help. We ask for your protection for those who continue to serve on the front line, the nurses and EMTs and paramedics and fire and police. Lord, for the doctors, for all of those who continue to serve each and every day. We pray for teachers and students as they continue to struggle through this virtual and hybrid learning in a way that is frustrating and yet is also calling out from them creativity and endurance and perseverance. Lord, may you bless them in this time as they seek to learn and grow and to do their best. Lord, for those who are struggling to make ends meet in these days, may you have mercy. For those business owners and workers that are finding it not just difficult, but even impossible to rise to the occasion to fulfill all of their responsibilities. Lord, may you provide all that they need. May you comfort and may you give practical and tangible resources to those who are homeless, to those who are without shelter, without clothes, without the basic resources for life. May we be a community marked by the way we care for our vulnerable and hurting. Lord, for those who are suffering in these days quietly, silently, with depression and anxiety, perhaps simply in the loneliness of isolation over months, may you be present to them, giving them comfort. May you mobilize neighbors that we would be neighborly, that we would notice one another, that we would reach out and we would be active. As this council and mayor seeks to guide our community through these tumultuous times, I pray that you would make them one in spirit, one in mind, that they would do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but rather in humility, that they would value others above themselves, not looking to their own interests, but to the interests of others, to the interests that is the best for this community, for those that they have been elected to serve. May you give them a spirit of humility. May you give them wisdom even beyond maybe the natural, but that they could see and have insight into what would be best. May their discernment be sound, their conversation be honest. May they listen well to one another, to those that they serve. May you give them courage to be bold, to do what is right and good, to do what is necessary, even when it is hard. even when the consequences feel too dire. May they do it because it's for the best of this people. May you give them the integrity to be completely themselves in every moment, in every situation, with every decision. And may they chart a course that leads to greater prosperity, that honors the dignity of all of the residents of this town, that breeds and fosters unity rather than division. Or may you bless Toms River in this season, and may the decisions made in this year bless this community for years to come. With a trust in you that we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Itterberg. This meeting is convened in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act of New Jersey. Let the official minutes reflect that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by publishing a notice in the Asbury Park Press on Saturday, December 28, 2020, the Star Ledger, and also forwarding same to the Toms River Times, Toms River Patch, and WLBM News, December 31st, 2020, and thereafter posting same on the Town Hall Bulletin Board for such notices and filing same with the Township Clerk pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Township Council on December 22nd, 2020. This meeting was also posted on the Township webpage. I will now call roll. Councilman Gagan.
Here.
Councilwoman Urick. Councilman Kopp.
Here.
Councilman Lotano.
Here.
Councilwoman Maruka. Councilman Roderick.
Here.
Councilman Turnback.
Here.
The first item is the election and oath of office of the 2021 Council President and their remarks.
I would like to make a motion to nominate Councilman Gagan for Council President.
And I will second that.
Do we have any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
Move to close the nominations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion made by Councilman Latano, seconded by Councilman Kopp to nominate Councilman Kevin Gagan to be the 2021 Council President. Councilman Latano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilwoman Urick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
No.
Councilwoman Maruka. Yes. Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilman Gagan.
Yes.
Councilman Gagan is the 2021 Council President. You will now be sworn in.
thank you. It'll be an honor to serve. In order to keep the meeting moving, I'll hold my remarks to the end, so thank you.
Moving on to item 7 is the election and oath of office of the 2021 Council Vice President and their remarks.
I move to nominate Councilwoman Maruka for Council Vice President in 2021.
I'll second that.
Are there any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
Move to close the nominations?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbach to nominate Councilwoman Maruka to be the 2021 Council Vice President. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
No.
Councilwoman Maruka, Councilman, yes, Councilman Gagan.
Yes.
Councilwoman Maruka is our 2021 Council Vice President. She is calling in via telephone tonight, so she will be sworn in at our next council meeting. Item 8, the approval of minutes from regular meeting of December 22nd, 2020.
Move the minutes.
Second?
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 9 is the resolution scheduling regular meetings of the Township Council for 2021.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 10, resolution establishing rules and regulations for public meetings of the Township Council.
Move the
the res-
resolution?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Turnbach, seconded by Councilwoman Yurick. Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Number of items added this year that I believe restrict public comment and personal freedoms as far as public meetings are concerned, so I'm respectfully going to vote no.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 11, resolution establishing interest on delinquent taxes.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
And item number 12, a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the tax assessor, the deputy tax assessor, and municipal attorney as agent in filing petition of appeals and rollback complaint forms.
Move the resolution?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Kopp, second by Councilman Lotano. Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 13, a resolution appointing Carl DeLeo as tax search officer in the Township of Toms River.
Move the resolution.
Second?
Motion was made by Councilman Kopp, second by Councilman Lotano. Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka, Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Number 14, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, appointing Dave Roberts, the liaison to the County of Ocean County Housing Advisory Committee, commencing January 1, 2021 through December 31, 2021.
Move the resolution?
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Lotano, second by Councilman Turnbuck. Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 15, a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of Anthony Merlino, Esquire, to serve as Special Municipal Prosecutor.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
No.
Councilman Turnbuck?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 16, a resolution designating official depositories.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 17, a resolution authorizing the mayor, Maurice B. Hill Jr., the chief financial officer, Alexander Davidson, and the township clerk, Allison Carlisle, to sign checks for all sums of money to be paid by the township of Toms River.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Kopp, second by Councilman Turnbuck. Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Number 18, resolution appointing members of the Zoning Board of Adjustment.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Lotano, second by Councilman Kopp. Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Abstain?
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Number 19, a resolution appointing members of the Board of Health.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Lotano. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 20 is a resolution appointing members of the Township of Toms River Municipal Alliance.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbuck. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
21 is a resolution appointing the Planning Board Class 3 member.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Lotano, second by Councilman Kopp. Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
No.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 22 is a resolution appointing members of the Veterans Commission.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Turnbuck. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 23 is a resolution appointing school crossing guards.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbuck.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka.
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 24, resolution appointing the township parking violations officers.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka? Yes. Council President Gagan?
Yes.
Number 25, resolution designating the Asbury Park Press, the Star Ledger, and the Press of Atlantic City as the official newspapers.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Kopp, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka? Yes. Council President Gagan?
Yes.
Item 26. Item 26 is resolution authorizing the award of contract for codification services for municipal code revisions for calendar year 2021 to General Code LLC.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka. Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 27 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of Joanne Benson as Director of Human Services.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka. Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item number 28, a resolution appointing Class 1, 2, and 3 officers for the year 2021.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka. Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 29, a resolution appointing Gail Catania, QPA, Purchasing Agent, as the Township of Toms River's Public Agency Compliance Officer, PACO, for contract compliance and equal employment opportunity in public contracting.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Kopp, second by Councilman Lotano. Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka? Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 30, a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, consenting to the appointment of Jared Tate as Director of the Department of Recreation.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka? Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item number 31 is a resolution appointing police chaplains for the Township of Toms River.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka? Yes. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item number 32 is a resolution establishing a temporary budget.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilman Lotano. Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
Abstain?
Councilman Turnbach.
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka. Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item number 33, a resolution regarding the reestablishment of petty cash funds.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item number 34 is a resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, authorizing the tax collector to cancel any property tax refund or delinquency of less than $10.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, second by Councilman Turnbach. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 35, resolution of the Township Council of the Township of Toms River, Ocean County, New Jersey, extending the term of certain contracts exempt from public bidding to February 28th of 2021.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Lotano, second by Councilman Kopp. Councilman Lotano.
Yes.
Councilman Kopp.
Yes.
Councilwoman Yurick.
Yes.
Councilman Roderick.
No.
Councilman Turnbach.
I have to abstain.
Council Vice President Maruka.
I will also abstain.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 36, resolution appointing members of the Parking Authority.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Lotano. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Abstain?
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Item 37, a resolution appointing regular members to the Rent Leveling Board.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
And item 38, a resolution appointing the Youth Advisory Council members.
Move the resolution.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp?
Yes.
Councilman Lotano?
Yes.
Councilman Roderick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka?
Yes.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Next item is our consent agenda. All matters listed under item consent agenda will be enacted by one motion in the form listed below. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired on any item, that item will be considered separately.
Are there any members of the council that would like any discussion on,
I need a roll call on B as in Bravo.
okay?
I'd
Anyone else?
I'd like an explanation on B, and I'd like a roll call on A.
An explanation on B?
B as in boy.
Okay, and a roll call on A?
Yes.
Okay. Any members from the public would like to discuss any items separately? Yes, sir. Oh. Hang on, which item is that first, sir? Oh, on the agenda. On the consent agenda. Okay, no, sir. My apologies. Okay, so item A will be a roll call vote. Item B needs an explanation and roll call vote, but we can move ahead and,
Just to clarify, oh, I'm sorry, should I wait till B, or that would be no?
sure, we'll do the rest of the consent
So-
agenda first.
Yeah.
I'll move the rest of the consent agenda other than items A and B.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilwoman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Turnbach, to move the consent agenda with the exception of items A and B. Councilwoman Yurick?
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach?
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka,
yes,
Council President Gagan.
Yes. Okay. We'll move ahead first with a roll call vote on item A as an atom.
Move item A.
Second.
Item A is moved by Councilman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Roderick,
Again, residents do not want 500 apartments downtown, so I vote no.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka,
yes,
Council President Gagan.
Yes. Okay, item B, what is your question, Councilman Roderick?
Well, we haven't had this service before in the private company, have we?
Yes, we have, and we've actually paid for it.
In the past?
In the
Last
past,
year or-
yes. It's been on the bill list every meeting that you voted for in the past. This is a free service provided by Robert Wood Johnson that the
Okay, all right,
taxpayers
okay, that's
will not be
fine.
paying for, but in the past, you have voted for it.
Well, no, I mean, an explanation as far as what we're doing here was not visible. Actually, we didn't have anything in the folder until today or what have you, so, okay. You can do roll.
Okay. No other questions about that free service?
No.
I guess
thank you
we're-
for letting me know it was free.
Okay.
Thank you.
Then we'll take a roll call on item B.
Move item B.
Second.
Motion was made by Councilman Yurick, seconded by Councilman Lotano. Councilwoman Yurick,
Yes.
Councilman Lotano,
Yes.
Councilman Kopp,
I need to abstain as I work as a paramedic for Robert Wood Johnson.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Councilman Turnbach,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka,
yes,
Council President Gagan.
I also have to abstain. Okay.
Next, we have the bills.
Move the bill list, please.
Second.
Motion made by Councilman Turnbach, seconded by Councilman Kopp. Councilman Turnbach,
Abstain from PO 20-06704 payable to magistrates and PO 20-06294 payable to law office of Siddle, Holzapfel, and Zabarski. I'm a local attorney in town. I have conflicts with both of those. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Kopp,
I need to abstain from the following: 20-06173, 20-06350, 20-06351, 20-06354, 20-06355, and 20-06530 payable to Owen and Little Associates. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Lotano,
I have to abstain from 20-06174, only line 11, as it pertains to Lotano Development for $27. Yes to the balance.
Councilwoman Yurick,
Abstain from PO 20-00569 and 20-06172 payable to Remington and Vernick Engineers, and PO 20-06743 payable to Rutgers University. Yes to the balance.
Councilman Roderick,
Yes.
Council Vice President Maruka,
abstain to PO 20-06337, payable to NJMBC, and PO 20-06704, line number 93 on the Toms River payroll for NJMBC lease program. I have a conflict. Yes to the balance.
Council President Gagan.
Yes.
Next, we have elected officials' comments.
Okay, Mayor Hill, go first.
Thank you, Council President. I'd like to first of all thank the residents, our staff, and our department heads for what has been a very difficult year, for their patience and support. As we started 2020, the township faced several unique financial challenges. The first was the repayment of a $5 million FEMA loan. It was a clawback. It was due over 4 years. We made our initial payment of $1.5 million this year, and we'll pay the loan off in 2023. We also were faced with a state-mandated property reevaluation. Initial estimates of the cost were in the range of $4 million. The council wound up awarding that contract to professional property appraisers at a cost of $2.3 million, a savings of $1.7 million from the original estimate, with the provision in the contract for them to defend property evaluations with regard to tax appeals for 2 years. In our last reevaluation, we wound up defending over 4,000 tax appeals with our in-house staff, so this is a benefit to this contract. This will be completed in October 2021 and reflected in the 2022 tax bills. In addition, the COVID pandemic and the governor's executive orders have impacted Toms River financially and added costs in workplace modifications, PPE, to protect both public and employees while providing essential services, and also with the closure of the Bailey Golf Course, which we had closed from January to February for renovations, and then the state closed it in April. The Winding River Ice Rink's been closed for 7 months, March through August, and again in December. Township offices were closed in April into early May. Limited access was allowed to the Snug Harbor Pool, our beaches, parks, fields, senior center, animal shelter. Municipal courts were closed for almost 3 months, and local businesses and restaurants were also closed. These actions resulted in a revenue loss to the township in excess of $1.5 million. Over half of that came from the Winding River Ice Rink and the shutdown in the municipal courts. To mitigate that, the township took several prudent actions to preserve revenue. First was a furlough program, which saved over $900,000. Employees were able to file for unemployment benefits and the federal stimulus checks to offset their income loss. And in addition, the township continued to pay for the employees' health insurance. And we started an innovative program opening our youth center to employees who had child care issues with remote learning and the shutdown of schools and child care facilities at no cost to them. We instituted a hiring and overtime freeze, resulting in another savings of $300,000. We were able to maintain cash liquidity when our CFO, Alex Davison, utilized the CARES Act to defer $2 million in Social Security payments. The federal government provided over $145,000 to offset EMS losses due to the pandemic. When the Winding River Ice Rink was shut down for 7 months, we melted the ice, which resulted in a savings of $95,000 in electric costs. We implemented a digital payroll, which was another $25,000 in savings. And the CARES Act, our CFO, Alex Davison, developed a comprehensive spreadsheet documenting the township's costs incurred during the pandemic. Thus far, we've received $1.1 million in CARES Act funding, with an anticipated $200,000 for the fourth quarter. We did a restructuring of our Bailey fees, which, despite being closed for 3 months, generated over almost $300,000 in increased revenue over 2019. We restructured the engineering, planning, construction, code enforcement, buildings, parks, and grounds department into the Department of Community Development, which resulted in increased efficiencies. Our capital bond sale, we were able to maintain an AA rating, which resulted in an interest rate on our bonds of 1.387% and 0.577% on the notes, which resulted in a debt service reduction of $3.5 million going into 2021 as opposed to 2020. In addition, we've reduced our number of confidential employees by 30%. The reductions in workforce have resulted in a reduction in salary and benefits of $1.54 million as we enter 2021. The Department of Community Development worked with our local restaurants to facilitate permits in the county to close off Washington Street to allow outdoor dining during the summer and fall months. In addition, this council has embarked on an efficiency study which should give us further projected savings going into 2021. Throughout the pandemic, the township has continued to provide high-quality services to our residents. Public Works continued normal sanitation and recycling operations. The Department of Community Development continued to review plans, issue permits, and do remote inspections. Municipal courts conducted sessions virtually under AOC guidelines after being shut down for almost 3 months. Both Planning Board and Adjustment Board, Board of Adjustment conducted virtual meetings in accordance with state DCA regulations. All township offices remained open and operational during the initial shutdown while many towns closed. In addition, our EMS has responded to emergency calls, and to date, none of our EMS personnel have contracted COVID. In addition to this, and despite the pandemic, the township continued with our capital programs. We have a new police firing range, which saves range rental fees and travel costs to other range locations, Guilford Park boat ramp, Huddy Park kayak launch ramp, Bay Breeze and Seabreeze street elevation projects, 2019 paving projects, new fitness court at Veterans Park, Winding River pedestrian bridge improvements, Hospital Drive pedestrian crossing, numerous bulkhead projects, and renovations to the Winding River outdoor rink, locker rooms, bathrooms, roof, and flooring. Going forward into 2021, we anticipate continuing with the capital projects, the trail netting improvement, which will be allow for safety at our fields, skate park next to Castle Park, which has started construction, 6 Terrace Street elevation project, Gardens of Pleasant Plains drainage and repaving projects, 2020 repaving projects, Deer Hollow Dog Park, Ortley Beach and Chadwick Beach pickleball courts, Ortley Beach streetscape project, downtown redevelopment project, Aldo, Windsor, and Bay Point Drive street elevation engineering plans, and finally TRPD radio project infrastructure improvements. Those were all done this year. I want to thank again our staff and our department heads and also the residents for their patience and their safety during this pandemic year. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Good job. All right. Next, I'd like to call on Council Vice President Maria Maruca. Do you have any comments?
Thank you, Council President. First, I'd like to congratulate our Council President Gagan for leading us into 2021. I know he'll do a great job as Council President. And also, I'd like to thank the Council members that had confidence and voted for me as Council Vice President. I will pledge to do a good job for you and also for the residents of Toms River. And I'd also like to wish a happy, healthy, and safe New Year to all of our residents, to all of our department heads and employees, and just hopefully we'll come together as we had in 2020 and move forward in 2021. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilwoman Ewert?
Thank you, Council President. I just wanted to make everybody aware that the state website to pre-register for the COVID-19 vaccine is live, and the link is on our website on tomsrivertownship.com. So please, if you haven't already gotten the vaccine, register to be in line to get it. The sooner we all get vaccinated, the sooner we can all get back to our lives. And I wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year. That's all.
Thank you. Councilman Roderick?
Well, when I hear this laundry list of things that we've been spending money on, it's gives me great pause, and now I understand why it is my mortgage has gone up nearly $200 a month in my escrow. It's really time that we put the brakes on here this year. We're going to be facing more challenges. Taxes continue to spiral out of control, and residents need a more affordable home, affordable place to live. If we continue down this path, residents are not going to be able to afford living here anymore. I wanted to, on a more positive note, wish everyone a happy and healthy New Year, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Councilman Latano?
Thank you, Council President. This meeting is a reorganization. As you can tell, there are new appointments, old appointments. It happens this time of year because this is the new year, and it's time of making changes and shaking things up. It's a time of reflection and ambition, and it's a time of accountability and implementation. Every year in my personal life, I look back over the year and I cross off the New Year's resolutions and the goals that I set. And anyone that was too ambitious to finish in that year, I carry it over to the next year. I also write new goals and new ambitions. I break it down in categories: family, business, personal growth, and Toms River Town Council. Reflecting on the last year, I'm proud of a lot of things this council got accomplished during this pandemic. By adapting to the constantly changing COVID regulations and working together, this administration eliminated 30% of confidential employees, saving taxpayer money of $1.5 million. We have nearly finished our efficiency study. We have taken our first step in Councilman Cobb's beautification of Toms River, which by making much stricter landscape ordinances for developers in order to improve the quality of life for our residents. I am personally proud of the role I took in the dining in the streets here in downtown Toms River. During the pandemic, the town, the BID, the Ocean County freeholders, the Toms River Police Department, and our businesses worked together to close part of Washington Street. It was so successful that people traveled from all over the place to come enjoy our downtown. You've heard me say it before, I'm a proponent of smart growth. This proves it doesn't need to be complicated. Think about this. A police presence, along with great restaurants, a distillery, a brewery, and a few road cones, made Toms River come alive like I've never seen it as long as I've lived here. I'm going to make it a priority to make sure this can continue even after COVID-19. It's this kind of out-of-the-box thinking that the township really could use. This is also a time of year of accountability. This year, I would like to implement a new idea to Toms River, a public budget meeting with each department. I want our residents to understand where our tax dollars are going. As your elected officials and the township employees, we will be able to be more transparent and accountable for how your money is being spent in an easy-to-explain public meeting. This is on my 2021 list, along with drafting ordinances to protect our quality of life, as well as lowering costs for our taxpayers. As I mentioned, our efficiency study is nearly complete, and as we digest and implement the findings, we will see many cost savings opportunities and ways we can increase efficiency between departments. We are specifically looking into eliminating redundancies, exploring all shared service options, and privatizing things that can better be done at a better cost by the private sector. 2021 is the year things change in Toms River. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Councilman Cobb.
Thank you, Council President. Over my first year in office, we have accomplished many great changes for Toms River. Two of my key changes last year have been the landscape ordinance, which will help with the beautification of Toms River, and the efficiency study, which we already saw some great effects in 2020. In 2021, we look to implement the recommendations of the efficiency study, along with looking at other cost-saving measures and continuing to grow this town in the right direction. Some of the options we'll be looking at is the restructuring and combining of our fire department and emergency medical services under a township-run and operated department. This option, I believe, will take an old and ineffective way of operating and move them into the future. I look to immediately enact policy to strengthen and support our businesses in a time in which I feel our state and federal government officials have forgotten the reason why they're elected. I will also make policy and roll out a plan for the beautification of Toms River. These changes will affect the businesses and its residents, and you will be able to see these changes this year. Last year we had our challenges, but it's not 2020 anymore, it's 2021. And this year I challenge myself and all my colleagues to get what your mission is and get it accomplished. And I promise you I'll get my mission accomplished, and I know my colleagues will too. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Councilman Turnbull.
Thank you, Council President. Congratulations to you, Council Vice President Maruka. First wanted to indicate that the Toms River Education Foundation is going to be hosting its second event on January 21st of 2021. The event's going to take place at the Office Lounge, and anyone that dines at the Office Lounge on Thursday, January 21st of 2021 from 11:30 to 9:30, if they indicate that they're dining for the Toms River Education Foundation, 15% of the proceeds will go to the Toms River Education Foundation. That's a foundation set up to address these school budget cuts. All of the proceeds go to the students of the Toms River Regional School District. So you can either dine in or take out. Please consider going to the Office Lounge on January 21st, 2021. We'd like to thank Mr. Pagano and the Office Lounge for hosting this event. I want to secondly thank Pastor Robbie and for his invocation. Very moving. During the whole invocation, I really felt like Pastor Robbie should be sitting at one of these seats, because everything he says is right on. And Pastor Robbie's really an inspiration to me. I've only met him recently through my relationship with Matt Latano. And for those of you who don't know, we're on our 42nd week of the Toms River food distribution. And that's hosted each week at the Toms River Presbyterian Church, and we're able to host there because of Pastor Robbie. And each week we hand out about 450 boxes of food to our residents in need. And it grows every week. And personally, I want to thank you, Pastor Robbie, because it's been one of the most moving experiences of my time on the council, but it's important. And when you talk about making our mark by helping those in the community that are in need, helping the homeless, and helping those that are hungry, you're allowing us to do that, and I greatly appreciate you and your family for that. 2 weeks ago at the food distribution, I was asked to come over and speak to a woman who was a passenger in the car, and she was coming to pick up food for her and the driver. And I asked her to pull over, and I asked what was the matter, and she said that she's got issues in a domestic relationship, and her daughter are living in that car. And her daughter is 11 years old. I've been working with Code Blue. I was able to make some calls, and someone came, and through Providence House, we were able to get that woman and her daughter out of her vehicle. When I left food distribution that day, I drove down to Dunkin' Donuts on 37 in Hooper. And if you're driving by Dunkin' Donuts on 37 in Hooper, maybe you notice there's a man that stands at the exit. He's got a beard. He's homeless. I'm not going to mention his name, but I know his name. He lives on the Woods and Hooper Avenue. He's got mental health issues. And when I recently went to check on him, he wasn't where he was staying in the Woods. He was forced to go to the hospital. He called 911 because he couldn't stand the cold, and he was given a pest evaluation to get shelter. I've been calling on the Ocean County freeholders for a transitional housing center. I want you to think about this. It's the year 2021, okay? There's 21 counties in our state. 20 of the 21 counties have transitional housing centers for their homeless, for the women who are subject to domestic violence, for the children, for the veterans. We're the only county in the state of New Jersey that doesn't offer that. I recently read an article on a local website that said that 911 shouldn't be what is getting people shelter, and that they're right. It shouldn't take a call to 911 or a pest evaluation. Think about the strain on our resources, on our police that now have to go out there and transport. I think about in my own role as an attorney, and you see the substance abuse issues, and with bail reform, a lot of times there's no way to hold people that have substance abuse issues, but if we had a transitional housing center with the right services, mental health, substance abuse, all this would be fixed. It's the human thing to do, and why are we last, right? Why? That woman should not be pulling up to us and saying, my 11-year-old daughter is staying in the car, she should have a place to go to. And yes, we have Code Blue from November to March, but what happens in April? They sleep in their car. That's where they sleep, in the Walmart parking lot. That's where they sleep. And that's not good enough. So I'm imploring people to get involved. Speak to your county freeholders. Talk about the importance of it, right? We're all going to fight to lower costs in this town. But at the end of the day, when you've lived your life, isn't it about the mark you've made? Not about the taxes you've reduced, but how you've helped your fellow human being? Isn't that what we're all here to do? I appreciate you, Pastor Robbie, for your words, because I'm going to try to do everything you talk about in that invocation, and I'm calling upon the council to speak to the freeholders. This isn't a shot at the freeholders. We're going to work together, but let's get this done. Let's be 21 of 21. Let's make our mark in 2021. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you very much. I guess the disadvantage about going last is they've said everything pretty much I wanted to say as well. Again, Pastor Robbie, thank you very much for being here with us tonight. I would like to thank all the employees out there throughout the year that have stayed safe, gone the extra mile, the department heads that have countless meetings at the drop of a hat, taken our phone calls at night on the weekends to get us the right information so we can pass it along to you. I thank you all. Again, I'm honored to be the council president. Look forward to working with everybody, the public, and let's have a good new year. At this point, I'll open it up for public comment. If you would just raise your hand, I'll call on you individually. Step up to the mic and state your name, address, and you have 5 minutes. Yes, sir.
KLED, 31 Leon Road, West Sumter. Be very brief. I think you guys are doing a great job. Got name?
Yeah, there we go.
We good?
We're good.
I think you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. Happy New Year.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day. Anything? Next. Yes, sir. Yes. You play chess, that I remember.
I dropped my phone. I'm surprised it's still working. I've dropped it so many times. Sam Foster, 108 Eagle Drive in Brick. I just want to have 2 quick comments, 3 actually. One is I want to thank you for the bipartisanship. I've had a long day, put it that way, between the Republicans and the Democrats regarding the nominations and the voting for a council president and council vice president. It's good to see that type of cooperation between politicians. Citizens always benefit when we have that type of common interaction and good contact between. I'm a little bit razzled right now, but you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
When we have that kind of cooperation, that's what I was looking for. We always benefit. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've seen over the years, and we've seen it at all levels of government. And it's refreshing to see that kind of cooperation between Democrats and Republicans. You're not being obstructionist. I live in Brick, and I've seen in the past where we had problems with Democrats who didn't want to vote for Republicans and arguing back and forth. And we've had good relations between Dems and GOP also in Brick. I just want to thank you for that. And I second what the other man said. I think you're doing a great job. You have a great town here. That's why I'm planning on moving here. That's the first point. Second point was, I had a quick question. I brought this up at another council meeting about the council meetings on YouTube. Now, I understand that they're online on the website. But for me, it's easier when I come home. I'm usually on my Xbox anyway. So when I go on YouTube, it's convenient for me to see the council meeting. So I haven't seen a Toms River council meeting in the last 2 haven't been online. Has the township decided to remove the council meetings from YouTube and make them only available on the township website, or is this just a backlog or something?
I'm not aware. Maybe Mr. Amoruso, do you know anything about it? I'm not a big YouTube or social media guy.
Yeah, I'll look into that. Allison, do you know the answer to that? I don't know that they're on the township site. Maybe somebody's been taking it and loading them onto YouTube from the township site?
We did use YouTube in the past. It's really up to the council president whether we are in person like tonight with just capacity limits or we're completely virtual. So we just play it by ear as COVID really dictates.
Okay, because sometimes about feeling when I can't make a council meeting or freeholder meeting, and that's the same thing with them also.
We
but-
always do stream online off the website, though. You can always stream live off
okay.
the website.
Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that.
You're very
Okay,
welcome.
thank you. But my TV is bigger than my computer screen. That's why I like watching it on TV. And the final point is I want to thank Councilman Turnback for his comments about domestic violence, because I had 2 aunts that were victims of domestic violence. And I remember this was back in the 1970s when I was in middle school. And it's very, very, my mother would get the police knocking on the door 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because my aunt was hysterical because her husband was threatening her, or one time he shot up the front door of her house that they're renting, so it's terrible. So we do need help for the women and for regarding domestic violence. And also the children were really very badly affected also. So thank you for that comment. And again, thank you. You're all doing a great job. You really are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay. Anyone else for public comment? Yes, sir. Well, you started up earlier.
Hi, my name is Mark Sarletto, and I live at 1517 in Neptune, so I'm not from this town. And I'm representing a company called Solar Landscape, and we do commercial solar development in the state of New Jersey. We're based out of Asbury Park. And the reason why I'm here is because letting you know that we recently formed a partnership with the Extra Space Storage Facility located off of Route 37, and we're trying to apply to the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Community Solar Program. This is different than traditional solar that you may have looked at, hence the name. It's basically a community solar program that tries to bring solar to all. No longer do you have to put a solar system up on a roof and feed the building. With the new legislation and how this program works, you're able to put solar up on a roof and then actually sell the power to local residences. A few key points on this new program is the state requires us to sell the power at a 20% discount to what they would have paid the utility bill. So there are immediate savings by subscribing to this solar array. We're supposed to sell 51% of the power the solar system produces to low or moderate income residential customers. It's also obviously good for the environment. So what we're trying to do is to bring this project to your attention. We have a application deadline of February 5th. So we're just trying to figure out the best way to get this detailed information over to the right people and see if we could try to get your support for this project as we apply to the solar.
Okay. If you have information, you can leave it with the clerk. So,
Thank you.
pass on. Thank you.
Another point where the solar system that we're putting up is going to produce enough power to feed 85 homes.
Very good. Thank you.
And I'm sorry, what was that?
The clerk, he can hand that information to, if you have any handouts. All right. Is there anyone else from the public? Mr. Giordano. All right, just state your name and address for the record, please.
My name's David Giordano. I live in Toms River, and I've been a resident of here my whole life. A couple of you know me. I've sent a few emails out to the town council. No one ever responded. I was wondering if there's a better way to address the town council besides in the public format like this.
No, the reason why we can't respond, I'm sure your lawyer has advised you with this.
I don't have a lawyer, but okay.
I'm sure this lawyer, as well as the other 35 times you've been arrested, has advised you we are not allowed to, have any conversations with you in the matter. It has to go through your lawyer. So you could email us all you want. We're just not allowed.
Say no more, sir. It's okay. I understand.
We just can't comment.
Has anybody seen the videos of my issue? Have you witnessed the video? I'm just curious.
I have not.
I don't want to talk about anybody up
No,
here.
we-
Witnessed the videos?
It's
all
just
I'm
not the
asking-
venue for that.
I understand, sir. All I'm asking you to do is, if you can look into it, and if there's anything you guys can do, I don't even want to, it doesn't even matter what happened, but obviously some of you know what happened. If anybody can at least look into it, because I am a victim, and no one cares, maybe it's not your positions. And this is the venue, and I understand that.
Yeah.
Have a great day.
It has to go through your lawyer, unfortunately, sir.
I am my own lawyer, but we don't, it's
Oh.
okay, Mr. Green. Have a great day.
All right.
I apologize for.
Nope, no problem at all. Have a good night. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to be heard? Yes, sir.
Paul DiGregorio, Goose Creek Road. Just want to come up here and echo the gentleman before me, say you guys are doing a great job. Mayor Hill, Councilman Latano, Council President Gagan, Councilman Kopp, your first year in office. I want to congratulate you on a job well done for the residents of Toms River. Hearing the mayor tonight talk about the hardship this year with the pandemic, not once did our residents here realize a decrease in essential services. The garbage was picked up every single week. Fire departments, EMS, police department responded to calls. And at the same time, we tightened our belt. We cut costs and tried to limit the impact of the pandemic to our residents. Just want to thank you and Happy New Year.
Well, thank you. We do it as a team.
Yes,
But
of
thank you.
course. Everybody.
Anybody else from the public would like to be heard? Okay. Seeing none, I'll close public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And there is no executive tonight, so we'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.